series of discussions that we hope to be having frequently. These discussions will happen fortnightly. Will happen quarterly, not fortnightly. It will happen quarterly, so hopefully every quarter we'll have discussions around the pressing issues around civil rights in our country. And of course, as is befitting in the moment, we felt that it would be timely to discuss issues around expression freedoms in view of what happened, of course, during the election period, and of course after, during the time of the swearing in and inauguration of the president. A number of issues surrounding the freedom of expression, particularly media freedoms, as well as social media freedoms were also major issues at that time. So we thought that this would be a timely topic for discussion, especially around this time. And we hope that this will not just be a discussion, will not just be about chatting away and musing over these issues, but hopefully we can generate certain points for for change, and hopefully we can press those responsible, especially government actors, to be able to change some of these actions and reverse some of them. So hopefully we can come through with some clear points of action for the governmental actors who we hope, some of whom were invited and we hope are represented here, but of course in another forum we'll be able to represent these views in that space. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, and we hope that this will be a fruitful discussion. Keep your ears out, of course, as the year rolls on, for many other discussions of this kind on many other critical civil rights issues. So welcome to the first civil rights evening discussion. I'll not go any further because we have a moderator and we have a few other people who have responsibilities this afternoon. So I'll be handing over to them shortly. But for starters, I will invite the Executive Director of Chapter 4 Uganda to give some opening remarks, and thereafter I will hand over to the moderator who will guide us through the rest of the program. Thank you so much.
Relatives, friends, and in-laws, good evening. I am delighted to welcome all of you here today for what we think is a very important discussion. We thank you so much for sparing your evening. I'm sure many of you have had to make the decision between a bottle of beer in a bar or between your families and coming here. That you have chosen us and come here is important for us. We don't take it for granted, so thank you very much. Really, it is not my evening to speak when you come to listen. But let me say a few things. First, that so many times civil society organizations and other actors talk at the state actors. We kind of, if you like the word, bash. And state actors are also very reluctant to engage in constructive discussion about some of their actions and some of their decisions. So we look at this platform and this kind of evenings, that will be one of many to come, as a platform for constructive engagement. First, to listen to state actors, exactly what motivates them to do what they do. Do they have genuine concerns that we must listen to? We want to listen to them. But we also think they can listen to us and take feedback from us on some of the more pressing concerns we have as members of the civil society, as people who do not work for government and people who expect that government to protect them. So we think that this kind of evening is important. And we thank the government agencies who have turned up today, really at the highest level of representation. I think for me that's an indication of commitment. It's an indication that they want to listen, that they want to learn from us. So I would invite you to engage them. I will also engage them. Secondly, I think that all of us agree that new media is a new phenomenon. That even many of us still don't understand fully how it works, the importance or the impact of social media in the various aspects of life. But we know two things. One, that social media has been a force for good in so many respects. There are several primary school kids who get their own homework because of new media. There are women who get information about medicine, treatment, antenatal care because of new media. So there's no doubt that social media or new media is a force for good. It's been used to good effect in so many places to change so many lives. But like all things, social media has also been a platform that has offered challenges to the state, especially a state like ours that is finding it difficult to cope with the fast development in social media. Because I think that the development of social media has outstripped the state's ability to regulate and control how it is used. So we've got to admit, so we've got to talk to that state and advise the state on what they can do to ensure that social media is used responsibly and not used irresponsibly. So we hope that this kind of discussions will provide those kind of insights. And we have experts that I see here. Michael is an expert. I always envy him when I see him. I think Michael reminds me of just how challenged I am technologically. So it's great to have him here to listen to the text and say, what is it? How can we use social media for good? Secondly, I do think personally that the actions of the state in shutting down social media was an action of collective punishment. Lawyers will tell you the principle of individual criminal responsibility. You can't punish the entire society, the entire community, for the actions of one or two irresponsible people. We believe very strongly that if there are things that are being said on social media that are bad, there are adequate laws to isolate and punish those individuals. So it will be interesting to hear what the take of the state is on this matter. Because if you're saying there's hate campaign, there's excitement to violence, we have laws that deal with that. We can isolate those individuals, we can take them to the courts of law and punish them. Secondly, I think that the question of due process, that a mere phone call, as we now know, because Dr. Chigudu was very generous in his affidavit to the Supreme Court, he said he got a phone call from the IGP telling him that social media was going to be used for security threats. He then shut social media.